Hello and welcome to Auto Technical. Auto Technical has a free mentoring training program for individuals interested in gaining skills in auto mechanical repair. This video will show you a little bit about the brake work that you can learn at Auto Technical. When you're taking a tire off of a car, you want to keep the car sitting on the ground. So as you loosen the lug nuts, the wheel is not turning. It's pretty tough, so you have to use an old-time method called the cheater bar. All the lug nuts are off, and if you notice, the wheel is turned outwards to give easy access to loosen the caliper from behind. The square box is the caliper, and there are two bolts in the back that have to be loosened to take the caliper off. The piston is right where his two fingers are at, and the fluid comes from the line above, and it pushes the piston outward and compresses the brake pad. Right here, it squeezes them together and they compress on the rotor. Now we have to remove the two caliper mount bolts so we can take the caliper off to get at the rotor. Right where his finger is pointing, it is also a good idea to check the CV joint. It is a black accordion-like boot. Sometimes it will develop cracks in it. If that happens, dirt and moisture will build up in it and will destroy it. Now we're taking off the rotor, and we're going to take that to the brake lathe. This is specifically designed for truing and cleaning up the rotor. Chances are you do not have a brake lathe at home, but you can go to O'Reilly's Auto Parts or any of the others around town and bring in the pair of rotors, and they will turn them for you for around $4 to $8 for the pair. As you notice, this machine cuts both sides at the same time. If you also notice, the debris comes off in spurts. This means there is high and low spots, and the router is not totally flat or true. Now the machine is set to automatic and has taken off 0.02 of an inch to true it up. You can see the different appearance on the rotor as the machine cuts into it to resurface it. When it gets done, it will be like a brand new rotor. Now we are back from the lathe and can put the rotor back on. We screw a lug nut on the top of the bolt to keep the router from flopping around like that. This is to make sure everything lines up properly. This is the pad, and it's about 1/2 inch, and then you have the steel backing plate. When the pad wears down, the backing plate will start to grind on the router, and you will oftentimes hear a squealing noise and or grinding. This means you need to have the pads replaced very soon. We are now putting the caliper mounting bolts back on, both top and bottom. The caliper piston comes out just a little bit, and to get it back on, we have to squeeze it back in. We do this by using one of these, but you can use a C-clamp and it works just as well. When you have everything together, you want to make sure the caliper moves back and forth freely like it is shown here, because when the piston is applied one way, the caliper must slide the other way evenly, otherwise you will wear your pads out unevenly. Remember that lug nut we put on? We put the tire on and screw the lug nuts in place. When using the lug wrench, you want to just snug the lug nuts out by the way of a crisscross fashion. This provides a uniform tightness throughout the tire. Don't tighten them till the car is firmly on the ground. If you tighten the nuts in a clockwise or counterclockwise fashion, you will get a poor balance where the rim fits onto the hub. Now that the car is on the ground, we can tighten the lug nuts up. We keep up with the same crisscross pattern to keep the wheel secure. One final thing to do is pump up the caliper. How we do this is by pumping the brake slowly. What this does is bring the pistons out to the rotor. Once that is done, we have a nice firm pedal. If you would like more information about the auto mechanical training program or would like to take a class, please call Richard at 612-919-5526. If you have a car, truck, or van, you can donate it to Auto Technical or receive cash for your vehicle. Auto Technical is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that helps people achieve self-sufficiency.